Bunker House. If I can get in the door there. And you can see they've turned this to an outside for the inside. It's basically, they've got the space diorama on the ceiling, so it looks like an open starry sky, night sky. I suspect they're using one of the upside down Arctera formations for the snow, and then lined the path with stones. So you're in this little courtyard of shops. So the first shop on the block is a bookstore. Again, you can see they're using pictures on the front to make it look like actual covers of books. And instead of using the travel posters, they opted to use the actual portraits, like the Lumini portrait, the Vigilant Priest portrait, that kind of thing. It looks very expensive and rare looking. So inside we go. You can see the back of this display case. It's mostly just the filled bookshelves. They've boxed it in with 2x4s. The cabinet here, or the countertop, is like the bottom of one of the bars, the one that's like got all the bottles and stuff. Again, they've got like another portrait on the front of this book to make it look like it's about somebody, an autobiography or something. This bit here, I suspect it looks like the ends of those the Dominion shelf, but I really don't know what that is. Looks like some color shifted stools. They're typically red and they've been shifted to yellow to match the yellow decorations in here. You can see how they made a little holiday tree out of the books in this display. Just piled the books and then topped it with a kind of a book star made out of the open book, and then lined it with some lights. A lot of this is just glass, layered glass, to make that design. The next shop is the clothing shop. I don't know if it's stuck. You can see for the displays in the front, they're using the mannequins with different outfits applied. But inside the store, they've actually gone in a little bit further. Like this one, it's the Vigilant gear that they've dyed of kind of a pink, and then they've added their own skirt by using color shifted tribal mats, the rolled version. Here are the changing rooms, those that want to try on their clothes. And then, of course, all of the different garments. You've got folded shirts here. They've actually added buttons to them using, looks like, color shifted files for the buttons. They've made their own version of a folded shirt by using towels. It's two smaller towels for the collar and then one big towel for the shirt itself. And again, using the color shifted files to match it. Color shifted some hats, the bow ties, the backpacks. For the shirts, they're using some of it's color shifted, some of it isn't, of the rolled towels from the summer decor pack. So it looks like little sweaters almost. And then this is some of that Vigilant, the Vigilant skirt, I think. It's a relatively newer item. I colored shifted one of them to look gray. Then over here you have different hats. You've got a miner's cap, It looks like a couple of domes and then the Marauder sign. This looks like some kind of a weird uh, bonnet of some sort. I'm not sure what's being used. It looks like the plate for the base, the white part, and then the bottom of one of the maybe the Draken pots for that part there. The top hat looks to be a color shifted plate for the rim, and then maybe the bottom of the Exile fence post, possibly. For the little bonnet here, that's again another plate for the rim, and then the top of it is the bottom of the red rocket. And then, of course, they've got all of this jewelry. We'll have to zoom in for that. Most of it is like the string lights for necklaces, hanging chains, and files for like the pearls. This one here for the pendant, it's just a color shifted Draken shield. Some of this I think is bottles and the back of maybe the air conditioners. This one is that Marauder fan with bottles on it. I think this is the not the fancy. It's not called fancy. It's I'm just going to say the fancy bar. That's not the name of it, but it's close. The Dominion version of a bar, the gold part. For the purses back here, you have pillows and bottle bottoms, and then they've just got the cables and wires as the handles to those. This little bit here, that's part of the garage themed dresser, just being used for like the little pamphlets or something. Really cute ideas. I've played around with some of this stuff myself, so I know it's not very easy to come up with things that represent, especially something, I mean, unless you're really zoomed in, you don't even notice the buttons, so you have to really pay close attention to little details like that. The jewelry, too, the smaller it goes, the less visible it is, so charming bar, yes, thank you. Not fancy bar. I always say fancy. That's what comes into mind. But the display case itself is even cute. It's just 2x4s with some framed glass and then travel posters for the backing of the little display bits. Adorbs. Next up we have the little, I think it's the hot cocoa bar. Oh crud, I'm gonna get stuck in the door again. Hold on. Yeah, it's like a bar. Come get your drinks. The kegs, I think, are the bottoms of the feeding troughs. They're probably the closest thing we have to barrels. The spouts are the tops of the vent tank. And then you can see they've just had fun color shifting a lot of the bottles to make it look all sorts of rainbowy colors. This little shelf here is, looks like 2x4s and travel posters. The tap here, it's using travel posters to represent the different types of drinks. Merg Dynamite for the tap itself. Looks like a metal edge 2x4 and then the graded floor panel with a couple of travel posters for the backing there. These lanterns here that you see, those are from the spiky Shades Eve lamppost, I believe. The chandeliers, they've actually crafted them themselves. A lot of us use the nautical wheel because it's simpler, there's fewer pieces required, but I think because this is an interior, they had plenty of space decor-wise to kind of spend on being a little bit more generous. So they made theirs out of metal edge 2x4s. It just looks like a couple of squares and one's turned at a little bit, and then added the candles up top. The tables, again, are the feeding troughs and that round wooden table that I don't like. They use it really nicely, though. The fireplace is made out of lots and lots of different stones. They use both the gray and the sandstone. The mantle is just a 2x4. Looks like an oversized stone, and then a small campfire for that part. Really cute and cozy. The cushions, again, are the stools that they're using out here. They're using them for here as well, for the little bay window bits. Here we have where you can come and have your picture taken with Papa Phineas. So they've got, it looks like, I don't know what that is, Chua pillows or streamer or something being used for the red carpeting. I think it's the Exile fence post, not the one with the black part, but the one that's got the little rotating bit, the animated part. They've just got it sunk down so you only see the top of it, or like the railing there. Different types of curtains to dress it up a little bit. And I think this is one of the Red Moon Terror things, the new lamps that they had, being used as like little Christmas ornaments, or holiday ornaments, I should say. The main thing to note in here, though, is the camera. I thought that was really clever. It's a couple of boxes of bolts stuck top to top. Some looks like cylinder pieces, and then a glass inset for the lens. This is like one of those Exile lamps. And then the tripod stand itself is just 3 sparking wires. How cute is that? I think that's a red lantern for the red light. Very nicely done. I've seen some people try to make some like cameras and video recorders and stuff. That's probably one of the best ones I've seen. Here's their bakery. So in this display window, they've got the tree shelf being used as the tiers for the cake. Just simply the ice rock blocks color shifted to different colors and trimmed with Oran fencing. Same way over here, they just did it with the cornerstone pieces to make it more round, and then topped it with the strawberries, which is the top of the red rocket. Over here at one of the seats, they've got a slice of pie or cake. Now they've managed to figure out a nice way of making it look like layers. So it looks like a cornerstone piece of the snow blocks with, I suspect, books or 2x4s to make the layers there. You can see that they did the same thing here for the cake. It looks like 2x4s to me, but it could be books or something else. Could probably work as well if you can just get it the right size and proportion that you want. They've done the same for their little square cake here, and the same for their little, looks like a pudding ball. I suspect these are books because they're yellow as well, and they have a little bit of a roundness to them, whereas these look a little bit more flat, so I think that might be 2x4s, and this is the books. But you can see again, it's the square blocks of ice rock that they're using for these bits, the cubes, and then the cornerstones for this part to make it look more round, but still get the sections, the dividers. This again is the cornerstones. They've just color shifted them to make the layers there. Here for the cupcakes, it looks like they're using, well, it's hard to tell, but I suspect it's either the Chua cup or something for the bottom of the cupcake, and then the tops are color shifted mushrooms. Here they've done the pie similar to the one I've got in my bakery. It's just a mushroom top with the bowls offset a little bit. They did some color shifting here. You've got, they made these macaroons. It's basically two of the bowls with a little bit inside. I suspect it's like maybe a snow clump or something, and they just color shifted them to make it look like different flavors of macaroons. The chocolate chip cookies appear to be upside down barnacle weeds, and then the tops of pillars to get those little chocolate squares. Of course, you got the traditional cookies, come as is, icing cookies, those are just the windows, and then the croissants look to be hay bales, just a big one and then two smaller ones on each end to make the croissants. Over here you have the breads. The round ones are the bottoms of the tan sacks, and then these here are just the bottoms of the sandbags. The cabinetry is the bottoms of the fireworks crates. This is the top of the crate or the side or something. The signs themselves, I suspect it's like, I don't know, one of the display panels. It could be the Exile bulletin board. I'm not sure which, to be honest. But they've just inset it so you just see the text, and then they've laid it on top of the bottom of the graded floor panel, so it looks like a little animated like menu board or something. Even these little baskets for the bread, those are those firework crates again. Curved glass for this little bit, and then the shelves are travel posters. The pies, I suspect, are 2x4s for the lattice work of the dough, bowls for the crust, and then red cushioned bar stools for the berry filling. These are just layered up berries of different types. You've got the marauder ones and then the hanging fruit. And then they've done their pumpkin pie similar to mine with a little dollop of topping. It's just a snow clump or whatever on top of there. Over here we have the coffee machine. It's one of the spaceships attached to the Chua tank, attached to the exotic silver chalice on top of the plate bottom, I think. And then some of this is inset Orin tables here, color shifted Winterfest bags for the packing, layered up staircase landings for the door here with the Chua cup. The benches are exile floors, and then Chua pillows inserted in to make it a little double. Same way with faux doors, just the staircase landings. Really cute little setup. Next shop is Toy Shop, I believe. So you have the little boxing ring. It's just those new Marauder rope shelves on top of the oh, what do you call it? The graded floor panels, and then a couple of NPCs stuck on top, like they're going to duke it out. They've got a little bitty castle built. It's the tops of the fireworks with color shifted Draken cylinders, walls, and archways. They've got one of the new waterfalls acting as the moat with color shifted critters here as well. And then a little lock guarding his treasure inside. Oh, is it Red Moon monitors for the signs? It could be. I haven't really used any of those, so I wasn't quite sure. Different kinds of beach balls and color shifted sporty spheres or the little balls set up here. This part here is just the top of one of the Protostar Winterfest shelves. Over here, again, they're doing a lot of color shifting to get a variety of different types of WildStar plushies, that kind of thing. Using NPCs shrunk down as like little action figures. Notice the little boat that they made. It's using a gondola, pillars, ornate orange fence, little posts there, and then curved walls for the sails. So while you can use a lot of like standalone stuff, they've actually custom some of it. I mean, this is standalone, but like they added a little controller here for a remote control car, and they've made it out of like it looks like tires and a cryopod. So they got like a boy version and a girl version or something. This looks like a little lab kit or something. It's like a poster with the warning sign on top. And then here you have like special collector's editions of some of the creatures. Yes, definitely. It's just one of those where you never know what kind of little idea you're going to get out of it. There's a lot of nice little touches. Even this faux door. I mean, that's 2x4s mostly. It looks like the handles from the vintage beer mugs, and then to make it look lit up, it's the orange windows inset inside there. And last but not least, the little gazebo, very nicely done. Got a dome on top, triangles, and then the interior is just a lot of I can't tell if I think it's just metal edged 2x4s just all the way around. Curved glass for the railing here, and then of course a cylinder for the base. You can see they did the same with the upstairs windows. It's just giant orange windows. Some of it is, I think, some of that like the Gothic fencing or something along those lines. I don't know how they did this part here. I suspect it's yeah, curved wall to just sized just right so it looks like a little bit of stone itself. They've even got snow covering on top of the roofs of these little buildings. I suspect it's just snowy hills, and they're just pushing out the edge because I think as the edge becomes narrower and thinner, it kind of like blends off into it, so it looks like just a nice little coating. Even the trees, it's color shifted files for all of these ornaments. But it's a really cute little idea. It's just like a little, like a hidden town square that you come across, and it's all decked out for the holidays. So it's much, much fun. So that's Overlook Lodge by Violet Straza. So the next one is, I'm not sure I'm going to get this right, Bianchia Snowthorn, or Bianchia, one of those. It's called the Workshop, and again, you can see how they've nicely blended in the landing area, just by using a lot of the snow-covered stones. I'm not even sure what they're using for the base here. I suspect it's an upside down Arcterra formation, but I didn't know any of those were hollow that you could put on top of that, but apparently somebody figured it out, because if it was a snowy hill, it wouldn't look this color, because the only winter kind of ground that I know of is not this pretty looking. It's more drabby gray. But you can see most of it is snow-covered stones. There's a little bit of Arcterra formations coming up over it. Almost looks like splashes of water. A lot of the snow-covered plants and trees. A lot of the winter brambles and that kind of thing. Looks like a path. Maybe they were planning on putting something here. Anyway, different stones and such to kind of line up the path. Here you have a little bit of a snow fort this lot made. He's got his little pile of snowballs and he's ready to throw them at you. You can see he's already been doing some of that. So you're like walking in the danger zone here. And here's his counterpart. I guess they're having a little snowball fight. You can get caught in the crossfire if you're not careful. Over here we have some carolers. And you can see that you're already starting to see some of the new gingerbread decorations. Looks like weird little mushrooms. But we're going to go up here first. Really nice igloo. I've seen a few. I've even attempted it myself and never could quite get it to work like I wanted, so I said, let's do something else. But they got the little hole in the top, really nicely shaped. Just ice rock blocks, archways, that kind of thing. And how they get it to not melt with the fire inside, I have no idea, but there you go. Snow-covered rock for the countertop here, snowy platforms for the tables. Over here is the next one. This one's like bedroom, living room kind of setup. You got two beds, one on this side, one on the other, and then like a little powwow area. Again, it's just ice rock blocks using for the cushions, pillows, and then icicles for like the dividers, the privacy walls. And then another one. This is like the dining room with a little bit of sleeping. Very spacious, that's for sure. Okay, we'll go back down. Oh, go through the main gate, and we come up on the first little house on the square. Again, this one is used the color shifting in a lot of places, so you'll see like different colored roofs. So it's like a little log cabin. Some toys. The benches, it's basically the exile ones, but they've topped it with 2x4s and the backs of those tree portraits, I think is what it is, just to make it a little different. Thorny logs for most of the house. Exile floors, some triangle pieces, and of course the orange windows. Lots of icicles. They use some of the brambles for the garland above. Looks like they started to put little bits of snowy flowers in there, but stopped. Here's another little cabin. Again, similar setups, a little table with different kinds of toys, and then the bed. Another one. This one's got lot plushies in the bed. This one's just got a faux door. I think it's the back of the sad portrait being used for the door. Here's the barn that's been set up for the Kurg. Looks like using the mop handle to make it look like there's a pitchfork stuck in the hay without having to actually deal with making the fork part. Again, most of these buildings are just thorny logs with a little bit of exile floors for roofing. Another cabin interior. See if we can get a good shot. Of the village. You can see it's kind of a little snug. It's like a little Who village or something. Nice clearing back here, and you can see a lot of the Arctera formations and such, how it nestles around the little village, like protecting it. Here we have some snowboarders. So they're using like a little bit of the snow covering to make it look like a track, and it's like the top of the picnic table for the board. And here it looks like somebody crashed into the poor little snowman. So you have his wife all in shock, and she's crying. So she's got icicles coming out of her eyes. It's the bottoms of the one of the trees. I can't remember which one. Being used for their hands. Looks like cylinders or not domes for the eyes and mouth. Actual snowballs for the snowmen themselves. They even have a little kid snowman. He's crying too. His daddy got run over. Daddy's crossed eyes for his death scene, or 2x4s, and then just lots of little lumps of snow. He's been split in half there, sadly. Or snow family, yes, indeed. Um, let's see, it looks like the little Chua guy over here is getting ready to destroy the orange snowman, the snow lop, by rolling a snowball down the hill, aimed for it. You've got some more snowball fight going on here. Looks like a three-way this time. We've got the snow giant back here in his little cave. I think that brings us back to the igloo area, so back down. Good view. Let's try here. Here's like another shot of the village. That's the main building there. We haven't been to yet. But you can see they're using the tree shelf as kind of like the town's center tree, filled with all the gifts for all the residents. So this building here is a little bit fancier. They're using the orange windows quite a bit. Some of them overlapping to make these interesting window shapes. Some of them just grouped up together. Almost looks like holiday berries. This is like the Draken fireplace, the back of it. Thorny logs to kind of draw in the design. Again, the color shifted roofs to all match the smaller structures. Using the candy canes grouped up even. Oh, trying to figure out, I think this is where you get to the entrance, but not getting it to show up. Super tricky. Because this is actually a faux door. It's like 2x4 with a file handle. There we go. And this should get you into the interior. So it kind of looks like you're standing at the entrance. So they've got the door open now, and the same windows from the outside. But this gets you to the inside. And what a treat this is. There's so much to look at here as well. Again, you've got the bench being used as a faux door. Bits of brambles for the garlands. For the kitchen, you've got the medical tables mushed together for the refrigerator with the handles of the vintage beer mugs. The little cabinets up here are just crates with the same handles. For this little island and most of the cabinetry, I think it's just called the ornate dresser, and then topped with those tree portraits, I think it is. They got a little fancier with their cookies. They're just using simply the back of the tray and using the bottle bottoms as the cookies themselves. I thought this was really clever, using the bottom of one of the Arctera formations as the rolled out dough. I know I had trouble making it for myself. I think I ended up using just the snow ice rock block stuff. I made mine a little bit more uniform than like kind of a misshapen ball, but this works really well. It looks like not sure about this little line here that's showing up, but it looks like files for the handles for the rolling pin and then cylinders for that. For this little cake bit here, it's again, looks like ice rock cornerstones that have been dyed yellow for a nice yellow cake, and then using the bottle bottoms again for a couple of cookies. Snow clumps in the glass for representing the milk, for the milk and cookies scene. Over here, again, they're using the pie. It looks like a snowball for the dollop of whipped topping, a red bar stool for the fruity filling, and then of course those bowls for the pie crust itself. Over here they've got the makings of some gingerbread cookies and a little gingerbread house that they put together. Again, notice how they've decorated the interior all with thorny logs to make it look, to match the interior of that log house that we were supposedly entering. Again, that's changing the whole look of the structure itself. The chandelier is pillars for the crossbars, hover part pieces for the round, and then just accented with candles, lights, and a hanging chain. Over here you have a rocking chair. They basically just use thorny logs for most of the added bits and stuck that onto an easy orange chair. It's a really cute idea. And they've accented these as well. They're not rocking versions, they're just standalones, but it's just an extra decoration on there to make it unique to them. The fireplace is an upside down, I think it's the lop fireplace, or it could be just the bottom of another one of the Draken ones. I think this is the Draken one back here. They've got a bar, one of the empty ones, or kind of like the mantle itself, bordered with books. Again, garland for brambles for the garland. And then they have a little choo-choo train up here going around. The track itself, they didn't even bother with trying to make an actual track. They just gave it a little road to go around on, which is probably a lot smarter than what some of us try to do. But it's just hover part pieces for the track. They've laid in some snow bits to make it look like a little landscape that is going around. And then the train itself is just those wooden crates, a beer can for the front end of the engine, the chimney, some windows, vent tanks, red moon vents, there we go, and then some pillows and plushies for some of the cargo. The front little bit is just a crate. And then, of course, the tree has color shifted files and then some added extras using the candy, skull candies there. For the bedroom, again, using a bench for the faux door. For the giant shelves, it's just that dresser again being put in. For this door, for the wardrobe, I think it's stairs. It could be just a ton of 2x4s that they actually placed in themselves, trimmed with 2x4s, and then looks like bottle tops or something for the handles. Again, really nice job of blending it in to make it look like part of the house that we saw above, but representing it down below. So keeping with, again, with all of the logs and the windows and such. The staircase, again, is Oran pillars, and then the railing is those thorny logs again. So here we have like the little workshop for the toys. We have a little dollhouse. There's shrunken down furniture and a lot of color shifting going on. Same way with little action figures, the paint jars, just a half-filled glass with a mop inside it. And then again, another one of those nicely decorated chairs with a little footstool, which is basically just a hollow feeding trough with a pillow on top. Okay, I think that's it for in here. A lot of detail. It feels very close but cozy. It's not too overcrowded or anything. There's still a lot of open space, especially with them keeping it with these the vaulted ceiling. It really feels open and full. Nice job. And boop, out you are. So that's the workshop by Bianchia Snowthorn, or Bianchia, one of those. So next plot is Rayora Neptune. This is called Ice Sculptures. Again, remember, these have all been submitted for Black Dagger Society's housing competition, so you can imagine the trouble that the judges are going to have trying to go through all of these. I don't envy them at all. But here we have a nice little shop. He's got an assortment of candies and toys. He looks a little disturbing himself, but I love this little shelf setup. It's just a cellar entrance. They've added some 2x4s for the shelves and laid in their candy bowls and such. I like that idea. The entrance itself is basically the ice rock cornerstones, archways, one of the two, to make it look like it's set inside an igloo type of feature. And then you have this awesome little wagon waiting for you, pulled by a team of WildStar. A lot of detail went into this. I mean, they've got the brackets for the animals themselves. It's like hover part pieces. Looks like an Osun chain link, and then the hanging chains to link them all together. Even accented with the Draken pillows, not pillows, but shields. Dress it up a little bit. You've got decking pieces. At first I thought it was the nautical wheels, but it's actually, you can see it better here since it's lit up a little bit. It's Merc dynamite used as the spokes for the wheel that's made out of hover part pieces. And then, of course, the axles are just pillars. But it's 2x4s. There's 2 pillows for the cushions. Just a cute little wagon. Of course, you know, you've got your little Protostar Wrangler up front. The huge hat. It's like really huge. Let's go this way. So again, Arctera formations for a lot of the landscaping. We've got this cute little hut here, like a little cover. It's just a hay pile on top of some pillars, an arrangement of pillars. This would be good for like an island getaway if you're wanting to look for some kind of open way of making like a little, not necessarily a parasol type of thing, some kind of like a little tiki roofing. That's works great. The fireplace itself, I think it's just a regular campfire, and then they've just surrounded it with their own stones. Over here we have a snow-covered cabin. They used really large clumps of snow for that. 2x4s, glass, arches, that kind of thing. In you go for the bar. Pretty straightforward. And the pieces used, hover part pieces for the cabinet here, that kind of thing. Come out onto a little bit of the porch. But I think the big thing that they wanted to show off is all of the sculptures that they've made out of ice. So the first one we find is the tree sculpture. They're using some of those Osun lanterns for the decorations. It's going to be really hard to get a good shot of this, so I'm going to try and get into a good spot here. That's a little better, I guess. But it looks to be the ice rock bits you get from the Soul Frost vendor. I think this is like, looks like a little bit of a fan. It's like 3 chunks together. And then these are like the icicle parts. Again, I'm pretty sure all of it is from the Soul Frost vendor. There's actually 2 vendors that you can purchase things from, and it's not the one that you get like the I don't think it's the one that gives you the like sky remodels and stuff. I think it's the other one. But there's a lot of ice bits that they have available, as opposed to the snow bits that kind of go by some of the same names, like ice rock block. There's actually one that looks like a crystal and one that actually looks like a block of snow. Not to get them confused or anything, but these are all the ice bits. It's a really cute little tree with the star on top, and the idea of using the lanterns for the ornaments is really cute. Over here we have the ice bunny. So again, I can't give you the specific names on these things because there's quite a few of them, but you can see they've got the paws, the ears. They're using I think it's one of the stones for the head. And snow clumps for the cheeks, the little puffy part around his face, and then for the tail as well. Got the little frozen lake here, and next to the lake you have the ice goldfish. And you can see that the creator is actually still working on carving it. So again, it's those same pieces. It's like these 3 bits here. That's all one piece. Looks like a little bit of an icicle fan. It's the same thing I used for my candy picture and that kind of thing. Makes great for the tail and the fins. Snow clumps for the eyes and his little pedestal here. I imagine there will be people making these little ice fishies for their tanks and stuff. I mean, you could easily probably color shift these to any color you want. Or multicolor, you know, have the body one color and the fins a different color. I could see that very easily. It's a really cute design. Over here we have the, I guess this is supposed to be either a peacock or ostrich or something. I'm not sure which. I think it's peacock because of the way the tail is fanned out. And he's got a little bit of a mohawk. Again, there's not just ice pieces. You see the ice rock arches and the cornerstones and such. His body's like snow clumps. His legs are like icicles. But again, really clever use of the items. Over here we have the ice lion. He's apparently been well fed. Look at the whiskers. You can see all of the sickles being used for the whiskers. Again, those fan parts are very versatile. They're using it as the paws for the kitty cat and his mane. And the little tuft on his tail. And here we have the ice dragon. So again, similar in the lion with the tail tuft and stuff. Ugh. Using those same pieces for the wings. Nice flarings on the sides of his head. Can't get a really good distance shot of him. Very big. Then we have, it looks like this ice mermaid. So that one piece, I guess, reminded them of shells, so that made her little top cover. And then, of course, that triple one is great for her fins. Again, you've got a little welder looking like he's working on putting her together. You've got the ice horse. Lots of icicles here for the tail and the mane and the little tufts of hair on his legs. And a pretty action pose. Almost looks like fiery. And let's see. Trying to see if there's anything else. I'm not sure if there was access to the bunker house, if there is one. If it is, I guess it'd be right around in here somewhere. Oh, I'm not sure if there's actually even anything in it, but we'll check it out. I opened my map up so I could see about where the center of the plot is, because that's usually where the entrance would be located. So here they have a nice little fireplace. Again, it's that exile version, and they've just covered it up. So again, you don't see that bright blue. They've used Draken cylinders, pillars, and Oran arches to cover it up, make it nice and neat. Notice they made the portrait into an actual little tabletop portrait by adding a little stem on the back. They gave their tree a little pot using the cauldron. Using the tactical table as television. Cute little countertop here. It's just exile walls, staircase landings for the doors. It looks like domes for the handles. Tubing and a bowl for the shower head, using some of that frozen water as spilt water in the shower stall. I think that's the bottom of the Dominion bed, the comfortable bed, making it look like a faux door there. Again, using one of the bookshelves. Oh, my jaw's hurting again. It comes in waves. It's just, I'm trying to ignore it, but it gets a little intense at times. Apologies. I can make it, I promise. It's probably getting close. I think I got about an hour before my next dose of meds, so it's already wearing off from earlier. Okay, so I think that's it for Rayora's place. So that's Rayora Neptune ice sculptures plot. Maybe not a whole lot here, but I think the ideas of the sculptures, you know me, I like those little projects like that. I find that really fascinating, and this would be one of those things that they could probably add more each year, a new one or something. Okay, last plot, I promise, is Bramblelow. I think I got that right. Bramblelow. And it's called Snow Day. And when you zone in, it's like you're zoning into somebody's bedroom, which I thought was really weird, but super interesting. And again, it's amazing what all they can fit in around and on top of the portal and make it look like, you just, yeah, that's probably part of it, Poi. I'm sure. As soon as I'm done here, I'll probably be hopping off and going and not only taking my next round of meds, but move around a bit. My bottom is getting pretty numb. But I'm just amazed at what they can put in here. You can see there's some color shifted items. And they've made this look like an inset little bench. It's just looks like the sofa, and then they've lined the back with the pillows. Like here, they color shifted the little Chua chair. Looks like a little baby bed with a baby skeech in there being covered up, that kind of thing. But again, it just amazes me what all they can fit on it. So that's the bedroom, and that brings us to, first you've got the faux door that leads to what you would assume to be the upstairs. Again, it's just one of those tree portrait things. Maybe it's leading to the bathroom or something, I have no idea. And then you've got another one here and here, but you start off in the kitchen So you've got the airtight containers as the fridge, with pillars as the handles. You've got the Draken ritual pots as little canisters for like your flour, sugar, salt, that kind of deal. For the tops of their counters, it looks to be obsidian rock to make it look like a nice marble topping, and then hover part pieces to trim it all up. A bowl inset with another bowl to make it look like the sink with, I believe it's the garden hose for the faucet. Dining table, they're just using miniaturized rugs as the placemats. Got a very cute little wine rack here, just hanging on the wall. It's 2x4s, some Graken, mixing Grannock and Draken together, you get Graken. Okay, the Grannock floors, exile floors for that. Notice because this is a custom house, they have the snow setting on for their sky, so you get snow inside the house. I know it's irritating for those of us that have tried to build custom houses but still want to, use the weather effects. It kind of makes it a little annoying, but there you go. Here's the little children's study area. They've got like a filing cabinet here made out of just multiple metal crates. They got a little bookshelf here with some of the books that have been color shifted. There's a little painting here. It's supposed to be like the dogs playing poker, but it's Hoogles instead. So they've got a little spotlight here. It's just a spotlight attached to a hanging cable. The frame is pillars, and then they're just using curtains, one of the Oran lamps, some of the portraits. It looks like 2x4s for the workings of the chairs, with green pillows for the cushions, miniaturized rugs for the cars, and then bottle bottoms and two cups bottoms for the, I guess it'd be the chips or the coins that they're using to bet. Cute thing. It's tough to do perspective and such, so I commend them on getting that worked out pretty good. Down here we have more faux doors. Got the little library reading nook. Again, it's just the bookshelf boxed in with 2x4s. It always makes it look nice and clean, and it looks like they've added in some possibly colored glass with lights to kind of brighten it up a little bit. The fireplace here is Draken fencing, I think. Again, color shifting a lot of the stockings and decorations to make it look different. Over here they have a little gramophone record player thing. Using that, I think it's called the standing pipe, a lever switch. I think it's the bottom of the red rocket, and then one of the like tanks or something to make it look like the little record. The piano, it's a really nice one. I don't think it's, yeah, it looks like it's one of Flower's. You can see her moniker there, Flower. 2x4s, ornate posts for the legs. Looks like 2x4s and 2 pillows for the bench. Books for all of the keys. It's like the blue book and the yellow book alternately. Look at all the 2x4s that had to be used. It's got to be 100 to 200 pieces easily, just in and of itself. Pretty crazy. Oh, is that one of Flower's pictures too? I didn't notice. She probably signed it. I just didn't see it. Let me see. I probably have a FR, I think. No, I don't see it. She's usually pretty good at signing her work. That's why I looked at the piano. I knew for sure if it had it on there, she would see it. It's just unfortunately because of the way the letters have to be made, they don't show up very good at a distance. So that's the entrance back there, and you can see it's just been made into like a little house. And then you're basically end up in the center of this little village area. So you got different houses, and they're all faux doors from what I recall. This one's made look like almost like a little hobbit door. It's just the red, the orange tree table. It's just the top of that with a cylinder. Oh, do you? um, cylinder for the like the awning, and domes or cylinders for the stairs. I just noticed that there's actually a dog back here, and it looks like he might have used the restroom over there. It looks like some yellow snow. Why anyone would add that, I don't know. But you can see, you can kind of peek in through the window. You see there's a couch. They've got a, what do you call this? Um, what is that, a menorah? Is that what it's called? I can't remember. It looks like color shifted ice rock blocks. That's one of the reasons why you don't see it till you get right up to the window, because those things disappear pretty quick. The little flower garden has been snowed over, but you can see there's a Glarus walls being used to fence that in. Then you've got another little house here that you can kind of see inside their living room, using fancy dressers for their little bench there. Got a faux door, that kind of thing. This one is, I think it's the tops of walls being used as the stairs, metal dividers for the door here, and again, those edge of the walls for the trim. Then you can see inside the bedroom as well a little bit. It's one way to kind of say, yes, there's some stuff there, but not have it actually accessible. Menorah. So I had it right. That was good. I thought I had it wrong. The other one on this side, you can see into the living room here. And then the faux door is one of the Draken staircases, I think. Again, the wall bottoms, and then they're using the tree painting as the faux door. You can still see the glass of the painting, and they've just inset another painting inside it to show it. This looks like glass covered wood, and then some kind of a bottle top for the handle there. Oh, did you? Another little house. You can just kind of see a little bit in, somebody actually standing there looking out at you. Stone for the porch. Again, the same idea with the door, just color shifted it differently. And then this over here is actually supposed to be the school. Now we're going to go into the school first, and then we'll finish visiting the outside, because there's a lot of little things out there that we'll do that. But the school building itself is made out of the brick piles with windows, and then they've thrown in some snow clumps and frozen ledges to make it look all covered up. The front door is, of course, those metal dividers and then 2 pillars for that. The stairs, I believe, are just Galeras walls. So inside the school, you can see the front doors behind you. Ah, got the A and the E wrong. So this is like the office, the principal's office. So this is the secretary's bit. The little bulletin board is 2x4s and then one of those tribal mats. The waste buckets are just oversized cups. Well, you did a better job than I probably would have guessed really wrong. Here's the actual principal's office space. You've got those bookcases again filled up, boxed in with the 2x4s. He's got a little bonsai tree. Filing cabinet is just stacked crates. And again, that bulletin board. Here we have the trophy cabinet. You know, every school's got one. They got to show off all their rewards. So on the front, you have, I don't know what's this piece, but I think this is the back of one of the mounted heads for the little shield. For the ribbons, of course, it's the streamers. Just trying to see what this says. Royson. I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean, but they've got the Draken shields. One of them's got a crystal stuck on it. Different sizes of the gear trophies to represent probably first, second, and grand place or something. They've got some of the Macari goodies, the chairs being used as trophies. Same way with the pillars with different types of toppings. The case itself is just glass. All right, Bones, you have a good day. Thank you for dropping by. Spotlights, 2x4s. Very simple, but it looks really good. Fits really well. Okay, first door here is the nurse's room, the infirmary. I love this little cabinet. It's simple, but you know what it's supposed to be. It's like where the medicines are. It's just some 2x4s, a little bit of glass for the not only the shelving but for the door, and then a hammerhead. It looks like. Oh no, that looks like a dome for the handle. Come up on our first classroom. Pretty straightforward. It's just a travel poster for the blackboard. Looks like a white picket fence post for the chalk, which I thought was pretty smart. You know, they kind of had to tuck it in to hide that little round ball on the end, but I think it works really good. I guess this is the kindergarten. So they have the little, you know, it's always a little shelf where the kids put their little items. So you've got different things here. They've done the thing with the putting the poster on top of the book. But it's mostly just 2x4s for all of this little shelving here. I love the floor. It's a combination of Cassian candles and I want to say the blue rockets and then the green rockets to give a little accent for this very colorful floor. You've got the bulletin board repeated, and then over here we have a little dollhouse playset, the LOP version. They've got their own little train set up here. Just a lot of tires using some of the, I forget what they're called, bunker houses or bunker things, both Dominion and Exile versions for the train parts itself. They got a little crayon set, looks like, or chalk set with a little chalkboard. So again, it's the fence post pieces. Another little dollhouse here. They even have a little puppet stage. Someone can come and play with the puppets. I like how they've actually put on the crate top to the bottom to make it look like this is where the puppets are stored. But this is just 2x4s, a little bit of tribal mat for decoration on the front. Really cute idea. I like that a lot. Here we have a little, I guess it's a sandbox or something, where there's some sand and they can dig around in it. I'm not quite sure what that is. I guess this is the naughty chair for someone that's in timeout, the dunce corner. And then another section of books for them to read. Again, this is just a miniaturized landing pad for this little stage, but this is the top of that crate again, and they've just stuffed it with pillows. And then this looks like the little musical section, so they've got some metal triangles. It looks to be metal planks, both for the triangles and the little ringers. You've got bells, which is basically, it looks like hanging chains, just the very tip of it, inserted into the very tip of a yellow rocket. What's that called? The xylophone, I think. It's just the very tips of various rockets. And then the little mallet or whatever that you use to gong on it is the metal plank with Cassian fireworks there. And then the drums look to be domes with green pillows lined around it to make like little bongo drums. Very cute ideas. I like a lot of that. I mean, even the table and the shelving is really nice and neat. Very usable in all manner of homes, not just this particular situation. Let's see what's inside here. This looks to be another, I think this is like the teacher's lounge, I want to say. You can see they've done a lot of color shifting. That's those monkey mugs that they're using. This is probably where they get their like papers and stuff. The cabinet is just the backs of those tree portraits, I think, with the vintage beer mugs and then trimmed in 2x4s. Notice the little water fountain here. It's a hammer end and then another hammer for the spout part, a bowl with a red moon vent, and then it's just 4 travel posters stuck in there. It looks like they're using the ends of hammers again here to fill in those corners a little bit, just to keep it looking a little solid. But very cute on the water fountain there. This is the gym. So you have a court, a long court with bleachers. The bleachers are just 2x4s. The court itself is travel posters, and then the edges of like curved walls, straight walls, cylinders to make the markings of the court. The baskets themselves, they don't have any netting, but it's the ends of those broadswords, I think, the handles of it, and then the hoops are not Orin, Osun chain links. The scoreboard is various neon pieces. I don't know which ones specifically, but they've marked it so that it looks like it's all just dashes, so that no points have actually been scored. It's not a working board like with Katya's, but it's got the same idea. I thought it was really clever having it all boxed in. And of course, you can see they're using the beach balls for the balls themselves, and a couple of color shifted, well, a color shifted sporty sphere. And then they have the dressing rooms or whatever marked with flowers. White one and the other one. So they've got little clothing racks and lockers. Again, it's just the metal crates. They even took the time to add in little hinges for the doors. So those are the spines of a book. And then domes for the handles, the door latches. You can see they color shifted the door, but it's not very bright. There's not a lot of difference. The most I notice is the trim. But it is slightly color shifted. It's a little more pinky. Okay, let's see. Got one more area upstairs. This is the bathroom. And it reminds me of like the Hogwarts one, where it's like all got the different spouts. You have the little pedal pump there. Looks like hammerheads, and then just domes and cylinders for that. The stalls themselves. Notice they kind of pushed the toilet in so you don't see the whole contraption. It looks a little neater this way. If I was going to use it, that would be the way I would use that particular piece. I know it seems weird that I'm opening all of them, but sometimes folks throw in a little something different, so I just want to check. Here's the one for the handicapped, and why there's a skull there, I don't know, but kind of creepy. Just cylinders and tubes for the little railings. And then here is, I guess, the study hall / library for students to come and do their research. Again, a lot of the books are just the traditional filled bookshelves, but they have been boxed in with the 2x4, so it looks a lot neater. Notice they've even outlined it, so this is authors A through E, F through K. They just took the time to divvy it up even all the way to Z. Interesting. Looks like a lecture hall of some sort. Again, same setup as before with the chalkboard. Another type of classroom, just arranged differently, a little bit bigger chalkboard. If you're looking for ways to like write something on the chalkboard using those ice rock blocks like I did for the no smoking sign, just make the lettering a little bit finer instead of fat like I did with mine, and you should come up with some fun little ways of doing some either math equations or maybe not anything too curvy like little bits like that, but you might can do some fun things to add some writing to your chalkboards. Another classroom. One step further you could go is maybe to indicate the subject that's being taught. Whoops, and I got stuck in the door here. Well, it looks like the exit, but it's been turned into the janitor's room. So you see the mops and stuff like that in there. So I think that's it for this little area. See if I can get out. There we go. So let's visit the last of this, being the exterior part where all the snow stuff is happening. So here you have a little hot cocoa stand. It's basically cardboard boxes topped with the firework crate top. They've got a little pot, mugs, glasses, with the berry stuff inside. I guess it's supposed to be like hot chocolate or something. I'm not really sure. I thought it was still interesting. They even have one of the summer decor bits out here, but it's like snow covered, so it's like not in use right now. So this is like all the back bits. So here you have the water drain, and it's turned into this frozen puddle here. Fenced in backyard with the porch. Giant snowball just sitting there for some reason. All right, boy. Come up over the hill, we come across a little bench. A nice little view. Not a lot of landscaping as far as like how we usually do, where we put a lot of trim in, you know, either boxing it in with mountains or trees or whatever. This is more kind of a flat landscape. But you can see they took the trouble to cover up all the roofs. There's different kinds of smokes coming out of the chimneys, that kind of thing. Good shot of the school there. Skull. Can't talk today. They took a different twist on their sleds. They used the beach towels. So they got the curved one on the front, and then the rest is the flat version for these different little ski bits, and you can see how some of them are actually down at the bottom. They even have a little inner tube version, so it's like a little round one. But you know, like when they have it up here, it'd be great for you to be able to sit down, take a little screenshot of your character sledding down the hillside. That's pretty cute. Over here, they have, again, that little fab kit that a lot of folks like. I think they made this one themselves, the snowman, out of the snowballs. It looks like obsidian stone for his eyes, a mythical creature's hat, banana for the nose, and pillows for the buttons with some trees, some of those, I don't know, corrupt trees or something for his arms. But the rest is an actual fab kit. I do not recall the name of that thing. There's another shot of the little village itself. Over here you've got, I don't know if these are the new blocks from the shop or if it's just the tops of some pillars, but they got the little hoogles on top to mark the path up to the gazebo here. The gazebo being very piled upon by the snow. It looks like a lot of crisscrossed uh, decking pieces for the floor of the gazebo with exile pillars and then decking railing for the rest of the decoration. I'm using some of those new hedges and things that you can get a hold of through the shop. I don't know what this is supposed to be, a waste basket, uh, marking for a well. I have no idea. But the lake clearly has been frozen over and they've set it up to be like a ice hockey. So they've got like cap, the hockey puck, and the hockey stick, which is just a tire and a couple of 2x4s. So some kids come out, play hockey. Again, I have no idea how they got some of this outside the barrier, if it's just because it's oversized or just perfectly positioned. I have no idea, but it's nice that they can do that. Behind the school is this little igloo type of thing. Just a little place to come, maybe chat with your friends, hang out, have a hot cup of cocoa, little snow clubhouse or something that the kids built. Yeah, I suspect these are some of those new pieces, the curb set. Yeah, street curb corners sampler pack. It's got like all these different bits. I think that's what those are coming from. They're using them as the stairs and the railing and all sorts of things here. Again, another little bench. Come and enjoy the scenery. Great shot of the lake. And then probably the last bit, I think, is the playground area for the school. So you have the frozen over sandbox, would have went here. You've got the swing set, which is, I want to say it's the bracketry from the boardwalk pieces, and then a metal plank for the top, hanging chains, and then some metal planks for the seats. And you got a teeter-totter, which is basically just a couple of 2x4s. And then the little monkey bars for just made out of ladders, and they've color shifted a little bit to make it look a little colorful for the kitties. And of course, here's the door. I jumped over the fence because I didn't immediately see it, but it's there. But yeah, I think that's it. Just gonna take a quick look. See if they got the fence here. There's a tank. But yeah, so that's our first step into NA. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I certainly did. It's always nice to see what folks are working on the other side of the pond, and this is a good way for those that simply haven't taken the time to open up an account on NA and haven't ever had a chance to visit. This is your chance to now get to see these pretty regularly. Again, we will be alternating between the regions each week. So next week we'll be back on EU, and the following week NA, and so on and so forth for the rest of the year. So hopefully that will keep it mixed up nicely. We still got plenty of houses on EU to see. My list continues to grow, and I'm already compiling a new list for entity sign. Regardless of region, if you have a plot that I haven't visited yet and you think it deserves some attention, feel free to suggest it, be it yours, a friend's, a guildmate's, whatever. I'm happy to note that down. I won't be specifically focusing on winter plots. It's not that we probably won't come across some in the future, but I think we're pretty burnt out on that by now. We've seen so many of them. So I'm going to start back on to just some random themes, spaceports, bars, libraries, who knows what we'll come across. But hopefully it will keep the ideas flowing, will keep spurring some inspiration for you guys for your own projects. You know, maybe there's something you've been trying to figure out how to build and someone else comes up with an idea and it just sparks a little bit of an idea for you. That's really what a lot of this is about. Not only showcasing the amazing work that the builders have done, but also to help those that are looking for new and fresh ideas. So thank you guys for joining me. Again, appreciate all of the follows, the tweets, the retweets, the votes, the hosting. All of it's greatly appreciated. And of course, the company of those that join us in the chat while we're live. If you can't make it on any other days, Wednesdays is probably going to be your best bet of catching some of the more interesting housing bits. Those are because Wednesdays is our house tours day. But you're welcome to join us other days. I stream every weekday. It's usually just random projects. Currently, we're focusing on this month's CBDC, which is New Year's resolutions. You can find out more about that in the forum. There's an actual thread that gives a whole description and even some ideas and stuff. There's also just my random goofiness. I'm already preparing for next month's CBDC, so I'm working on bits for that. And just anything else that catches my whim. You're welcome to join us for that. If you can't make it for the show times, which I know a lot of people can't, you could at least pick up the latest videos off of YouTube. I do export all of our stream footage to YouTube for those that can't join us during the live times. So anyway, hope you had fun. I certainly did. Look forward to next time. Good luck with your projects. Have a great day, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.